Right now, I mean, literally right now, somebody sitting on their porch in Florida is breathing in the ashes of an Oregon pine tree.
Yeah, which is just completely wild to think about.
It really is. Today, July 31st, 2026, the weather outside your window is absolutely not a local event. It's part of this massive, aggressive, coast-to-coast beast. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Right, and we're taking all these national meteorological reports and basically connecting the dots for you.
Exactly. We want you to understand exactly why these extremes are all just one interconnected system. So, let's unpack the western side of this beast first. Oregon is currently fighting its worst fire season in a decade. We're talking 32 active fires, 1.5 million acres burned, and get this, 74 firefighters were just flown in from Australia and New Zealand,
Wow. Yeah, and all of that is being fueled by this brutal southwest heat wave. I mean, we're seeing Phoenix and Fregus pushing over 115 degrees.
which is approaching late July records, right? When I look at the upper-level high-pressure ridge that's driving all this, I kind of picture this giant, invisible frying pan lid just slammed down over the west, trapping all the heat.
That is actually a perfect analogy. And with that frying pan lid physically compressing the air below it, the temperature just skyrockets while humidity drops to, single digits. It turns the entire landscape into a tinderbox.
Right, hence the millions of acres burning.
Exactly. But that lid isn't perfectly sealed. The smoke from those 1.5 million acres, it has to go somewhere. The sheer size of this heat dome forces the jet stream to physically bow up and over it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the smoke gets caught in those high-altitude winds and just rides the jet stream like a continental conveyor belt all the way down to Florida.
Okay, so that warped jet stream carrying the smoke east, it doesn't just stay high up in the atmosphere, does it? Because when the edge of that intense western heat pushes east and slams into the Midwest, it triggers our next massive issue.
Oh, absolutely.
We're seeing a severe squall line, which is essentially this solid, fast-moving wall of intense thunderstorms sweeping straight for the Lollapalooza Festival in Chicago. And then down south, Jacksonville is facing a 107-degree heat index, while Texas is suddenly getting hammered by monsoon moisture dropping like 2 inches of rain an hour.
Right, and the mechanism driving this whole mess is colliding energy. You've got the edge of that western heat dome creating a super sharp temperature boundary right where it meets this incredibly saturated deep moisture pumping straight up from the Gulf of Mexico.
So the dry heat hits the wet Gulf air.
And you get explosive thunderstorm development across the middle of the country.
Wait, hold on. Let me push back on the Texas situation for a second here.
Sure.
They have had weeks of brutal, dry heat. Shouldn't they be thrilled to finally get a couple inches of rain? I mean,
Yeah.
Why is this triggering severe flash flood watches?
Well, it comes down to the physics of the soil. When land, especially places like the Edwards Plateau in Texas, bakes for weeks in intense heat, the ground effectively bakes into concrete. Oh, wow. So it literally can't soak anything up.
Exactly. It completely loses its ability to absorb water quickly.
Yeah.
You dump 2 inches of rain per hour on that, and the water doesn't soak in. It just sheets off rapidly, causing catastrophic flash flooding. What they actually need is a slow, steady drizzle.
Not a sudden deluge. Okay, so this clash between the dry heat and the Gulf moisture is causing chaos in the middle of the country, but that same moisture keeps moving east. And now, the coastal plains of Virginia and the Carolinas are bracing for up to 7 inches of rain.
Yeah, it's a massive amount of water.
And a cold front is also triggering damaging thunderstorms up in New England. Normally, these storms blow out to sea, but it seems like this East Coast rain is just stubbornly trapped along a stalled frontal boundary. Is that western frying pan lid somehow acting as a roadblock for the whole country?
That's exactly what's happening. The immense pressure of that western heat dome physically alters the entire continent's atmospheric currents. It's less like a traffic jam and more like two massive opposing gears jamming together.
So it kills the wind. Yeah, the western pressure system essentially removes the prevailing west to east wind that would normally sweep those East Coast storms out into the Atlantic. Without that push, the Gulf moisture just keeps funneling up the coast, dumping rain in the exact same spot for days.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener? Whether you are dodging hail at Lollapalooza, sweating it out in Vegas, or smelling wildfire smoke from your driveway in Florida, you are experiencing deeply connected extremes.
Right. Everything is linked into one massive atmospheric engine. The drought in Texas dictates the floods in the south.
And the lid on the west changes the winds in the east. As you look at the sky today, I want to leave you with a thought to mull over. We mentioned those 74 firefighters flying from Australia, New Zealand to Oregon to handle these July blazes.
Yeah, a massive logistical effort.
Right. So if these seasons keep expanding, what happens to our global emergency response infrastructure when fire seasons stretch so long that they permanently overlap? If the whole world's frying pan lids are clamped down at the exact same time, who comes to help?